From the combined newsrooms in Eugene, Roseburg, and Coos Bay, KVAL News at 5 starts now.
As the election inches closer, we're taking a look at one of our races as long-standing Lane County Commissioner Pat Farr faces an oncoming challenger. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kendall. Bartley. Brandon cameraman is off tonight. Commissioner Pat Farr faces challenger Zachary Mulholland in this week's primary election. Both want the opportunity to move District 4 forward, but that all rests in the hands of voters. Meadows spoke with both candidates.
Lane County Commissioner Pat Farr says if re-elected in the May 21st primary, getting the unhoused into stable, consistent housing is a primary focus.
In the last few years, we've had a number of emergencies that we've had to respond to. COVID, of course, was an emergency that Lane County was in particular responding to. Holiday Farm was a recent fire that we had to respond to. But in particular, I spend a lot of time on housing, homelessness, poverty, and we've made a great many strides in that area with a long way yet to go. You look around Eugene and see a lot of people suffering from homelessness. If we're not addressing that to the best of our ability, then we need to do more.
Challenger Zachary Mulholland is driven by a passion to protect his district from industrial pollution, something the Bethel neighborhood is still reeling from since 2021.
Right now, we're actually standing just a few blocks away from J.H. Baxter, which is a wood preservation company that contaminated the neighborhood with dangerous carcinogens known as dioxins. It's one of the main reasons that I'm running is actually to make sure that we don't get more polluters in Bethel and in West Eugene.
Mulholland tells us 70 families will have to have their topsoil removed from their yards due to the dioxins. He's worked with Eugene City Council as part of his job with Beyond Toxics to prevent this from happening again. While Farr agrees climate protections are pressing, he says other issues must be factored into the job.
Climate issues are a big issue for me also. Beyond that, my experience, particularly with homelessness, particularly with public safety and creating jobs and a strong economy, goes back a lot of years. People in my district trust me.
Mulholland has solutions in mind to reduce homelessness numbers.
We need to build more housing so that young people like myself can afford to work and live in Eugene. We have the highest homelessness rate in the country, which has doubled over the last 10 years. We need to really invest in permanent housing with supportive services, homelessness prevention programs, and rapid rehousing programs.
Mulholland says he'll also work to preserve Golden Gardens Park in North Bethel as the community develops a sports complex. In Eugene, I'm Meadows reporting.
Primary election ballots must be filed no later than 8 tomorrow night. And a quick refresher on this year's May election around our viewing area. Starting in Lane County, here's a list of some of the election races and primaries, including the Eugene mayoral election and the Republican primary for House District 4. As for ballot measures, Eugene voters will decide on funding for a new stadium at the Lane County Fairgrounds, alongside the potential switch to star voting. Funding for school districts and fire districts in rural areas will also be on the ballot. Meanwhile, on the coast, we have a county commissioner race and a handful of measures related to schools, hospital, and public safety.